Well, guys, today I just finished Spider-Man 3, starring Tobey Maguire. I haven't seen that film for like years, but I do know a lot of things. What I think of Spider-Man 3, it was cool. Like, a bunch of people were like, this is the worst Spider-Man in Raimi film. But then a few years later, they starting to like it more. I like the film. I think that like the darker, like being the film a lot darker probably makes sense due to because it has Venom in it. I think Sandman was a good character, how tragic and he was, and not that quite evil, just like Doc Ock, Mr. Freeze, 2003 Terra, and Green Goblin, and other villains that are not that super evil. He was cool. His costume and the actor's Thomas' performances was great. He looks like Sandman. I thought Topher Grace as Venom was okay. I think the character Venom was okay. But I do wish he was bulkier. And he said we, and I wish Venom had a voice. We see Venom talk. We see Venom moving his mouth when we don't see Eddie's face, but now with Venom's only voice, they done that with the Venom movies, which are better than Spider-Man 3. The Spider-Man dance with this in the street. At first, like a few years, I thought I was kind of agreeing with a lot of people at that, back in 2007. I mean, like people that in 2007. Now, like, I didn't like it in 2007. I wasn't born in 2007. I thought it was weird, but now watching it a lot of times before watching the full movie today, I enjoyed it, the scene and the music and the way he was dancing. It was silly and clever silly in a good way. Toby's, Kirsten's, James' performances as Spider-Man, Mary, and Harry was great. Peter was great as well. The fights were great, like the New Goblin versus Spider-Man and the final battle with Spider-Man, New Goblin versus Sandman and Venom. Gwen Stacy's inclusion was okay, though she didn't do a lot of. All she does was kiss Spider-Man, which would have been Spider-Man's biggest mistake, cause it disappointed Mary Jane and made her break up with him. So yeah. I thought it was and we also discovered how Uncle Ben died, and how this is like a almost similar, and this movie is like a revenge story as well, where Peter finds Sandman for killing his Uncle Ben. He didn't actually meant to kill Uncle Ben, because the robber from the first movie was running away, and then it accidentally made Sandman shoot Uncle Ben because he had a gun when he wanted to drive his car, as we saw in the end. The black suit was cool, of how strong, and his fight with Sandman was cool as well. The final fight was my favorite fight scene, and my favorite part, along with the Spider-Man's street dance. Peter Parker's redemption of how he went to a villain, an evil dude to a when he accidentally hit Mary Jane in the jazz, he decided to take off the suit, which led Eddie Brock to turn into Venom. Yeah. I think it's weird that how Venom is not in No Way Home, which is weird because they have Sandman, Doc Ock, Green Goblin, and Electro, and Lizard. Weird. So I think Spider-Man 2 is my favorite Sam Raimi Spider-Man film, but it's like my second favorite live-action Spider-Man. My second favorite Spider-Man movie. I think my third favorite is Into the Spider-Verse, but my number one favorite is still No Way Home. I think Spider-Man 2 is my favorite Sam Raimi film, like I said earlier, a few seconds, and then my second favorite is the OG Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man, and then this one is in last place. There are no flaws. None of them has any flaws. They're all great superhero movies. They do amazing job with it. Even though Venom was not the Venom that I love. I gave this movie like a 8. I gave Spider-Man 1 and 2 10s. That's it for this video. Peace out. Bye. Stay tuned for another big video. What do you guys think of Spider-Man 3? Bye.